Hello. You'll have to excuse the slightly dishevelled state of me in my studio in my slightly mad hat. I was just coming out here to paint today, and I thought this might be a really good time to show you paintings for my show, because I've got this week and then photographs are being taken on Sunday for the catalogue. So that's it. I need to get finished now, basically. So yeah, they aren't all finished yet, but I knew that my time restrictions meant that I would be working right up to the last minute when the catalogue photographs need to be taken. I will give you details right at the end. So yeah, and I'll just show you around and tell you about my thought processes, and hope that you find that interesting. Okay, let's turn you around. So I'm hoping most of the colours I'm going to be able to adjust on the video to show you them well enough. Now, interestingly, through the camera, this painting looks finished, but there's some refinement on, get you in focus, there's some refinement on the surface that needs to emphasise some of these marks that you can actually see really clearly on the camera. I think it's because there's more contrast. This is a really rich purple, and this is a really strong green, which at the moment isn't shown through the camera, so I can hope I can get that to you. But this painting has been sitting around waiting to be finished for quite a few weeks. And yeah, just because of time and time restrictions, I think I'm so glad I walked away from it yesterday, because I think it's pretty much there. I think it's a case of just a few added extra pieces. I particularly like the contrast between this purple and this really dirty green. I think it's called Titian green from Golden. Because it doesn't appear anywhere else in the painting, and then I can really focus on the colours. The colour palette is quite restricted, apart from like then banging in this purple here, which sort of matches the purple-ish colour that's here. And I don't often work in a really restricted palette, but obviously with the sea, particularly something like a wave, you can. So yeah, I'm really excited about this painting now I've come back to it this morning. I think just a few uncertainties about the direction of the water here, because obviously waves really swirl, so everything goes in lots of different directions. But yeah, things I thought I was going to have to do today, I can see actually I need to leave alone. So particularly this shape here, I thought I might need to manage and change, but actually I don't. So that's really exciting. Well, let's stick on the theme of the sea. So there's this lovely painting here. Now, it's really hard to get the colours right on the camera here, so I really hope I can, because it's looking really dull. And it's not, it's so bright and so vivid. So I keep going back to this painting because I keep thinking it's finished, and it's not. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of weeks ago I was putting, let's get you in focus again, gold leaf and also silver leaf on this painting. And some of that silver leaf isn't that interesting? It's gone behind the purple and now it's become pinkish. So I love the fact that there's just a few dots of it, and it's really subtle. And then yesterday, because this area of cloud was really purple and I just felt it was really pulling the painting down, I put some of the green over the top of it, and I love that purple underpainting with green over the top. I'm not really sure I've done that very much before, so I decided to do it on that end of the painting as well, which already had quite a greenish hue. And then all these reflections, really exciting. And this is walking along a beach. I also love that pink and green together. Let's see, I'll get you in focus. That pink and green together though is just delicious, so is this. It's just, there's lots about this painting that I really like. And this was a beach in Cornwall last year that I was walking across, so different from Devon, because the sand is flat, which means that you get these incredible reflections on a day like today, and that cloud formation was just absolutely nuts. You know, it's such a clear division in the clouds, and it's so blue above and that lighter blue below, because you can't see the transition from one blue to another. Often you can see that transition and how it gets lighter towards the horizon line, but of course this massive cloud in front of it, and I'm really excited by the fast brushstrokes because of that cloud that was shifting so quickly, and creating these wonderful sort of reflections of clouds. in the sand. In fact, I've distorted them slightly more. I didn't want it. I wanted it to be reflective without showing actual cloud formations, really. So yeah, really excited by that painting, and it's a nice long thin one. So this painting isn't finished. This is, you can see how dark it is, and there aren't enough colour pops in it yet, so that's my job for today. This is a Welsh river that's really close to where my sister lives. Absolutely like stunning location, and the reminds me a lot of Scotland. In fact, I've been looking at my paintings of Scotland from this year. Again, this is a memory from this year, going to visit my sister. There's elements of it that I adore that are slightly abstract. I love the abstraction here. I love this rock here. And I really like that far sort of beach as well. So I'm slightly nervous about this today, because I love the bones of it as a painting, and I just want to make sure that I do it justice, and that I don't distract from some of my really sort of favourite areas. And what I really loved about this river was not just only how fast it was, but also it's these rock formations. This is actually what I fell in love with compositionally. And I stood on this rock, and I can feel all the feelings of being there. And what's lovely about this is it could be anywhere, and you can imagine yourself standing on that rock too, which is what I'm always inviting the viewer to do, to not be with me in the painting, but actually be in their own painting and your own memory and your own view of the world. She's done. And then this is their very large painting. What is it? Is it 135? So it's 135 across. It's the biggest painting in the show. Is it 110? Or is it taller? I should know from these ones. Right, okay, that's an 110 board, and it's the same height, so yeah, it's 110. Now, I took this photograph in my local woods that I walk in every day. As you can see, sort of spring, summertime. I'd have to look at the timestamp to be absolutely sure. And it's amazing how you can walk somewhere every single day, and then all of a sudden it throws something different at you. And just the majesty of the trees, and looking up through into the landscape beyond, and areas where you might see a deer up off on the horizon line, and that sort of sense of perspective. It's almost pushed together but far apart at the same time. And what I love about painting big is you can really let go, and there are, a bit like on that rock that I've just shown you, there are areas that are sort of quite abstracted, that if you look at them on their own aren't trees at all, but if you look at them within context become trees and become far off landscape. So there are areas that are clearly, there are tree forms in here, but there are areas that aren't, and the same with the foliage in the foreground. So what was most important about this foliage is that it's this shaft of light which is coming from up here, which is hitting this piece of ground and lighting it up when everything else is in darkness. So I don't need to get lots of individual grasses in there, I just need to give that impression of dappled light, and then every now and again you get this little impression of something that could be some sort of foliage, but it's sort of embossed onto the surface of the painting. That's the way that I've created it. And there are some other embossed areas that don't get highlighted, but they're still there on the painting. And then I've just given this 1, 2, sort of 3, 4 different areas where, oh, there's this little guy down here as well, where you can see more of a shape of actual foliage, where you can recognise, oh, that's a plant structure. And the same here, there's loads and loads of areas that are quite abstracted. So if you look at those areas here, then all of a sudden there's a plant structure that's really clear, but it helps all of this make sense. So I was really excited about doing this painting, but also really nervous because it was the largest one in the show, and I was leaving it until quite late to do it because I was just waiting for the board to be made by my framer. Bless her, she's absolutely brilliant. And then I just had great fun on it because I love working big. So yeah, really happy. Haven't named this painting yet. I think I keep walking through the woods and thinking of a name for it and then absolutely forgetting it. So I think I need to do a voice note for next time. I think I showed you that's one of my favourite bits. It's just, yeah, there's so much fun in this painting and lots of love in this painting too. And then this painting here is Scotland in the snow. Again, I really hope I can get the colours right for you. This, for me, was the most important part of the painting. That black glossiness that you get to water in Scotland, particularly in the winter, was really, really important. So I had to be really brave. And there's loads and loads of, again, there's loads of sort of embossed, see if you can see them, embossed marks on here that are part of the painting that you just won't see in a catalogue picture. It's just impossible. Oh, it's gone very bright all of a sudden. Oh, it's gone a bit wonky on my phone, hang on. Ooh. Okay, that's more like it. So that was really important that was cutting through the landscape. And then I had this really lovely surprise of when I started painting this background, it just came together so beautifully. And I knew I was going to use these reds in the colour palette, but I didn't know they were going to be so dominant in the colour palette. But they just didn't need to be messed around with. I just didn't need to add another colour to them. So that was really good fun. And then because I'd done the snow painting before a couple of weeks ago, but God, this is so different from this one, so many different challenges from this one. I knew how I wanted the application of the paint to arrive. I think I keep looking at this and thinking, oh, does that blue need to go all the way over there, or is it just good there? I think it's just good there. I quite like that little transition from the blue here to the blue here. There's some blue here. And then the other day I put some additional blue in here just to tie that landscape. There's tiny bits of blue in here as well that you might be able to see, and here. Just tie that blue that we've got in this, the sky to the landscape, because it would be reflected on that white snow. So hopefully you'll be able to see the beauty of this painting, because I'll be able to get the colours right when I fiddle around with it a little bit more. So that's where I'm at the moment. There's a few paintings in the house, just want to add a few more finishing touches to. I will quite often put the paintings up that I'm not sure whether they're finished in the house, and the other ones will get packaged away. And I've been living with them for long enough to know that it's literally tiny touches of paint just to get the balance of the composition right that I want to put in. But anyway, I need to get back to this guy here. Because yeah, I'm itching to just do the ta-da moment on it and know that it's finished. But yeah, lots of exciting movement in the foreground here and the frothiness of the waves. And this is the only big wave painting in the show. Everything else is very much more like beach scenes. So yeah, exciting. It's exciting. I'm nearly there. So hopefully you enjoyed that and found that interesting. Just a few key dates for you. My show starts on the 13th of April at Marine House at Beer, and I will be there for the whole day because it's the opening and there'll be drinks and nibbles. And then it carries on for 2 weeks after that. The catalogue comes out 2 weeks prior to the show. And so if you've got that, you can buy off catalogue. Traditionally, from my shows previously, between 7 to 10 of the 30 paintings get sold off catalogue. So people who have seen my work before or bought my work before, really, really want a painting, will purchase their painting from the catalogue before they've had eyes on it. So just in case you really fall in love with something, that's something you need to know. If you would like a catalogue and you're not already on Marine House's list, then just DM me and you can send me your details and I'll tell you what to do. So I better get painting. Thanks for your time and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.